Bha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Jai Shri Shri Radha Madhava Ashtasakhivan Ki Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So Hare Krishna, welcome everyone. So today we will read from Srimad Bhagavatam 1:19-37. This is one of the important verses. Actually, the answer to this verse is the entire Srimad Bhagavatam. I thought this is very relevant to, of course, this question is always relevant, but particularly now what we're seeing in this world, there's danger and everybody is concerned about this danger that is come upon us. And I hope this will help us to set the right perspective on how to react to the situation that we are currently in. And as I mentioned, it is always this question and the answer to this question is always relevant, but it is particularly relevant to what we are going through now. So if someone could kindly repeat after me, that would be helpful. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 So we will recite this verse 1:19-37. You can all repeat after me. Ata pritchami samsiddhim
Prachami samsiddhim
yoginam paramam gurum
yoginam paramam gurum
purushasyeha yat karyam
Purushasya
mriyamanasya sarvatha.
Niyamanasya sarvatha
Ata pritchami samsiddhim
Prachami samsiddhim
yoginam paramam gurum
yoginam paramam gurum
purushasyeha yat karyam
Purushasya karyam
म्रियमाणस्य सर्वथा
Niyamanasya sarvata
अतः पृच्छामि संसिद्धिम्
Atha prachami samsiddhim
योगिनां परमं गुरुम्
Yoginam paramam gurum
पुरुषस्येह यत्कार्यम्
Purushasya yat karyam
म्रियमाणस्य सर्वथा
Niyamanasya sarvata
Would anyone like to chant?
Yat prachami samsiddhim
अतः पृच्छामि संसिद्धिम्
Yoginam paramam gurum
योगिनां परमं गुरुम्
Purushasya yat karma karyam
पुरुषस्येह यत्कार्यम्
Mriyamanasya sarvata
म्रियमाणस्य सर्वथा
Ata prachami samsiddhim
अतः पृच्छामि संसिद्धिम्
yoginam paramam gurum
योगिनां परमं गुरुम्
purushasyeha yat karyam
पुरुषस्येह यत्कार्यम्
mriyamanasya sarvata.
म्रियमाणस्य सर्वथा One more devotee can chant.
अतः पृच्छामि संसिद्धिं
अतः पृच्छामि संसिद्धिम्
योगिनां परमं गुरुं
योगिनां परमं गुरुम्
पुरुषस्येह यत् कार्यं
पुरुषस्येह यत्कार्यम्
म्रियमाणस्य सर्वथा
म्रियमाणस्य सर्वथा. Okay, word for word. Ataha, therefore, pृच्छामि,
Prachami
beg to inquire,
beg to inquire
sansiddhim,
samsiddhim
the way of perfection,
the way to perfection
yoginam,
yoginam
of the saints,
the saints of the saints
paramam,
paramam
the supreme,
the supreme
gurum,
gurum
the spiritual master,
the spiritual master
purushasya,
purushasya
of a person,
of a person
iha,
iha
in this life,
in this life
yat,
yet
whatever,
whatever
karyam,
karyam
duty,
duty
mriyamanasya,
mriyamanasya
of one who is going to die,
of one who's going to die
sarvatha,
sarvata
in every way.
in every way.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. You are the spiritual master of great saints and devotees. I am therefore begging you to show the way of perfection for all persons, and especially for one who is about to die. Purport. Unless one is perfectly anxious to inquire about the way of perfection, there is no necessity of approaching a spiritual master. A spiritual master is not a kind of decoration for a householder. Generally, a fashionable materialist engages a so-called spiritual master without any profit. The pseudo-spiritual master flatters the so-called disciple, and thereby both the master and his ward go to hell without a doubt. Maharaja Parikshit is the right type of disciple because he puts forward questions vital to the interest of all men, particularly for the dying men. The question put forward by Maharaja Parikshit is the basic principle of the complete thesis of Srimad Bhagavatam. Now let us see how intelligently the great master replies. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim. Yatkripatamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam. Paramanandamadhavam Shri Krishna Chaitanyamishwaram. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. I offer my respects at the feet of all the Vaishnavas and seek your blessings so that I may speak those words that are pleasing to the Lord and pleasing and beneficial to all the devotees. So this verse is spoken by Maharaja Parikshit. And he spoke this verse after he gave up everything and he went onto the bank of Ganga, and there he met a lot of Brahmanas. And actually this is the second time he's asking this question. In the same chapter, he asks this question previously. And again, he asked this question. So why does he ask it 2 times? Does anyone remember? Did anyone read first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam? Those who read, does anyone remember? So when Parikshit Maharaj, after he was cursed by Shringi, then he gives up this opulent kingdom. He was ruling the entire planet and everybody was obeying his rule. He had wonderful wife, children, lots of wealth in his treasury, and citizens willing to follow his instructions. He had everything, but he was cursed by a Brahmana boy. And of course, Maharaja Parikshit had the strength, you could say, to petition to the Lord, to Krishna, and ask him to save me from this death. Because he's such a dear devotee of the Lord would oblige if he asks him. But Maharaja, and in fact, the Shringi's father, he was not happy that Maharaj Parikshit was cursed. He was hoping the curse would not take place and Maharaj Parikshit would do something, and he was hoping he would counter curse his own son because now his son has committed such a big offense in cursing Maharaj Parikshit. But Maharaj Parikshit thought, when I was in the womb of my mother, I was attacked by Brahmastra. At that time, Krishna protected me. I did not ask Krishna to save me, but he saved me. If he so wants, he will also save me now. Why should I ask? I should accept that whatever has happened, this must be the will of the Lord. So Maharaja Parikshit accepts it. And it is mentioned he was not at all afraid to give up everything. And he was totally prepared. Whenever death comes, he was ready. And this is something amazing. If we ask ourselves, am I ready to die today? I cannot say I am fully prepared to die today. I have my attachments, but of course I cannot stop my death if it comes today. But Maharaja Parikshit, he was totally, absolutely no fear in his heart. It is mentioned that he had no fear. And Srila Prabhupada says it is because he has been practicing bhakti thoroughly. And these questions he's asking, he already knows the answer. Nonetheless, he asked the question one time, and then he asked it again. So the first time when he quit everything, then he went, many Brahmanas assembled. So he put this question to the Brahmanas. He asked all the Brahmanas, Tataschava prichyam imam vipriche vishrabhya vipra iti krityatayam sarvatmanam riyamanaischa krityam shuddham cha tatram rishata abhiyukta. Yes, all these Brahmanas, Vipraha, Brahmanas, you please tell me. I'm asking you about my immediate duty. Please, after proper deliberation, tell me of the unalloyed duty of everyone in all circumstances. Amrishata means you, this word Amrishata or Vimrishya, you contemplate. And you please tell me, what is the duty of everyone in all circumstances, and particularly of a person who is about to die? What is his duty? He asks all these different Brahmanas. And as he asked this question to the Brahmanas, and as they were contemplating, and they were also seeing who should answer this question, who is the best person to answer this question. And then they saw a great personality walking by. And who is that personality?
Shukadeva Goswami.
Shukadeva Goswami. He was only 16 years old. Beautiful body. And when Shukadeva Goswami comes, it was naturally everybody recognizes that this is the authority. He can answer. He can answer the question. So Maharaja Parikshit offered him obeisances. And he was respected by everybody present. All the people present, they offered respects to Shukadeva Goswami according to their relationship with him. And Maharaja Parikshit bowed down, and with folded hands, he asked this question to Maharaja Parikshit. You please tell me. You please tell me. What is, I'm begging you, show the way of perfection for all persons, and especially for one who is about to die. In the next verse, he specifically asks, Yat shrotavyam atho japyam, yat kartavyam ravi prabho, smartavyam bhajaniyam va bruhi yadva viparyayam. Please let me know what a man should hear. Shrotavyam. What a man should chant. Japyam. Kartavyam goes with everything in here. And then smartavyam means what he should remember. Bhajaniyam, who should be worshipped. Bruhi yadva viparyayam. Also tell me the opposite. That means also tell me what should we not hear, what should we not chant, what should we not think of, what should we not worship. That's the viparya, the opposite, how not to waste our life and where we should invest in doing these things. So Srila Prabhupada explains that Maharaja Parikshit is trying to get a confirmation. All these great sages are assembled. He grew up as a great devotee. It is explained Maharaja Parikshit, from his childhood he was a devotee. He would even play with toys, Krishna toys, play with dolls which are Krishna conscious. Such a great exalted devotee. So he's prepared for it. He's ready. Even if he did not meet Shukadeva Goswami, he was ready to think of Krishna and go back to Godhead. Such is the greatness of Maharaja Parikshit. But as a great soul, he's also seeking the suggestion of the other sages. He's asking the Brahmanas, he's asking Shukadeva Goswami, as if by divine arrangement, Krishna has personally, of course it was by divine arrangement, Krishna sent Shukadeva Goswami so that this beautiful Srimad Bhagavatam can come about. There is nothing in the Vedic literature that is as beautiful, as glorious as Srimad Bhagavatam. Everything in the body of Vedic literature, it's like the shining stars. But Srimad Bhagavatam is the moon amongst those stars. And that Srimad Bhagavatam is a result of this question that Maharaja Parikshit has put in front of Shukadeva Goswami. So this idea of death, it is not something that will, come at some point in life and we can think about it later. No, that's not how the Vedic culture trains us. Actually, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Jatasya hi dhruvo mrutyur, dhruvam janma mritasya cha, tasmad apariharyarthe natvam shochitum arhasi. When Arjuna was lamenting, he didn't want to fight the battle of Kurukshetra because death will occur. So therefore he didn't want to fight. Krishna told Arjuna, Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityur. What are you saying, Arjuna? What are you worried about? Everything that has taken birth must die. You're speaking as if nobody will die, will stay like this forever. But we have to perform our duties. Tasmad apariharyarthe natvam shochitum arhasi. In the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament. So you should engage in your duty. You should perform your duty. Now here Maharaj Parikshit is asking, what is the duty of a person in general, and particularly of a person who is about to die? What is the duty? In Mahabharata, Yaksha, he puts many questions to Maharaja Yudhishthira. All his brothers, they die, and this Yaksha, he tells them not to drink some water, but they drink and they die. And the Yaksha can revive them if Maharaja Yudhishthira answers these questions. So one of the questions Yaksha asks is, what is the most amazing thing in this world? What is the most surprising thing in this world? Then Maharaja Yudhishthira answers, Ahanyahani bhutani gacchanti yamalayam sheshasthavaram icchanti kimascharya matatparam. Ahanyahani bhutani gacchanti yamalayam. Ahani means every day. Ahanyahani bhutani gacchanti yamalayam. Every day people are dying. I heard in the second phase of COVID in India, every 4 minutes, I don't know if it is in India or if it is in just a state of Delhi, someone can correct me, every 3 or 4 minutes, one person is dying. Am I right? Those who are more acquainted with the news, every 4 or 5 minutes like that, there's a death happening. So ahanyahani bhutani gacchanti yamalayam. Every day people are going to the abode of Yamaraja. Sheshasthavaram icchanti. But those who are remaining here, Sheshahas Thavaram icchanti, they want permanent residence here. we're all looking for some permanent situation in life. But at least I haven't found permanent situation in life. We plan something, we want to do something, and Krishna has a different plan. The plans keep changing. We can simply surrender to the Lord. Because there's nothing permanent in this world. Dukkhalayam ashashvatam. Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita that this world is a place of misery and it is temporary. One time, when one of my friends cited this verse when he was giving a class, a colleague of mine, he raised his hand, said, "Why do you Hare Krishnas have such a pessimistic view of the world?" Why do you have a pessimistic view of the world? It is not that we have pessimistic view of the world, we have a realistic view of the world. Actually, only devotees can live a peaceful life because they know what to expect. They know what to expect. When we know what to expect, then we can be peaceful because there are no strange surprises. But if blindly, if a person in ignorance is thinking, oh, everything is okay, you can be peaceful in the mode of goodness or in the mode of ignorance. Krishna doesn't want us to be peaceful in the mode of ignorance. In the mode of ignorance, you can think, don't worry, everything is okay. What is that? Hakuna matata, fikr na karo, hamesha khush raho. Always be happy, just eat, drink, and be merry. This, in the mode of ignorance, we can do that, but then we'll be slapped one time with the material energy, and then our head will spin. Of course, it happens again and again and again, but the person doesn't come out of mode of ignorance. So actually, this knowledge, this is considered knowledge. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi, Dukkha, Doshanu, Darshanam. In the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, what is knowledge? Arjuna asks Krishna, what is kshetra, what is kshetrajna? Kim kshetram, kim kshetrajnam? And how does the Lord of, who is the Lord of sacrifice? How does he reside in everyone's heart? What is prakriti? What is purusha? What is knowledge? What is knowable? And when he asks, what is jnanam? What is knowledge? And Krishna says, Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi, Dukkha, Doshanu, Darshanam. One who can see the miseries of birth, death, old age, and disease, this is a person in knowledge. That is not a pessimistic view. It is a realistic view. It is having proper knowledge of the world. So Maharaj Yudhishthira said, this is the most surprising thing. Everybody is dying every day, and the rest are thinking how I can stay here forever and nothing is going to happen to me. And this is the most surprising thing. So death is for sure, it's going to come to me, to everybody here, and all of our friends and family members. It's just a matter of time. Well, if everyone has to die, then what is the purpose of life? But that is the question that Srimad Bhagavatam is answering. If we are going to die, what is the purpose of life? That is the thing that people have to answer. If we die without answering this question, that is the most miserable death. That person who dies without asking this question of who am I? Why am I here? Where am I going to go after my death? Why am I suffering? If a person dies without asking these questions, that means he has wasted his human form of life. And in this purpose, Srila Prabhupada is saying, the spiritual master will give an answer to this question. And a disciple must make this question. He has to put this question to the spiritual master. And that is the whole purpose of the relationship between guru and disciple. So when Maharaja Parikshit asks this question, Shukadeva Goswami, he's happy. He's happy at this question. Now Shukadeva Goswami is addressed here. How did Parikshit Maharaj address Shukadeva Goswami? What is the adjective that he used in this particular verse?
Parama.
Yes, Paramam Gurum. You're the greatest spiritual master. So what a good fortune for us to hear the response of Shukadeva Goswami, who is addressed here as Paramaguru. Of course, one of the meaning of Paramaguru is also, the Guru of Guru is also called Paramaguru. If we are offering something to our Guru and then the next Guru, we say, Idam Paramagurave Namaha, right? So we are offering this to Paramaguru. So yet Paramam Gurum, the supreme spiritual master, Shukadeva Goswami. And then Shukadeva Goswami is so happy to hear this question. But before he answers the question, Shukadeva Goswami, the entire first canto is the preface to Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam begins in canto 2, and first canto is the preface. So the very first verse of the second canto is Shukadeva Goswami's response to Maharaja Parikshit's questions. And he pays obeisances to the Lord. And guess what he recites? Anyone who is still hearing to the class can make a guess. I'll show you the English. O my Lord, the all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. What could be the Sanskrit for this? I hope you're still able to hear me.
Yes, Prabhuji.
I have very
Is
attentive
it Om Namo
audience, looks
Bhagavate
like.
Vasudevaya, Prabhu? Is it Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya?
Yes, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. That is what he says before answering to Parikshit Maharaj. And this is what you find in the first canto. Vyasadeva also starts with Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, offering respects to the all-pervading personality of Godhead, Vasudeva. And then Shukadeva Goswami, he is so happy with this question that Maharaja Parikshit has asked. What a beautiful question you have asked. He says, Variyanesha te prashna kruto loka hritan nripa atmavit sammata pumsam shrotavyadishu yapara. He says, Variyanesha te prashna. Variyan, esha te prashna. This question of yours, Variyan, is very wonderful. It's so glorious question that you have asked. So Shukadeva Goswami expresses joy at Maharaj Parikshit's question. What a wonderful question you have asked. Why is Shukadeva Goswami happy? Te kritaha prashnaha. That question that has been asked by you. Lokahitam. Hey Nripa. The word Nripa means, what is the meaning of the word Nripa? Does anyone remember? Does anyone know?
King.
Yes, Nripa means king. Now, the word king or the word manager, it doesn't convey the right meaning. Actually, the Sanskrit words are beautiful. Nripa means the protector of the people. The protector of the people. The verb pa means to protect. Gopala one who protects the cows. So, but the word say the manager. What does the English word manager mean? It means somebody who controls, somebody who controls the situation. So it conveys a meaning of okay, organizing and controlling. But the nripa, the word pa means protection. Any superior position comes with the responsibility of protection. And Maharaja Parikshit was a great protector of people. In his kingdom, even a cow or bull couldn't be hurt. And Maharaj Parikshit tells Kali, I do not spare anybody who offends innocent beings. You have to face my sword. Huh? He draws his sword to attack Kali. Very powerful king. And king means one who protects. It's a responsible position. So Shukadeva Goswami is addressing him as the king. Hey Nripa, the protector of people, you have asked this question, which is Lokahitam. Lokahitam means this is beneficial for the entire world. What you have asked, this question is beneficial for the entire world. And in fact, the discussion, the topic, the answer to your question, that is Shrotavyadishuyah Paraha. And this has been Atmavit Sammataha. All the great learned sages, the transcendentalists, they have approved this subject matter as the topmost topic for hearing. Shrotavyadishuyah Paraha. Atmavit Sammata Pumsam Shrotavyadishuyah Paraha. And if you see in 38, he asked, Yet Shrotavyam, what should be heard? That's one of his questions. And Shukadeva Goswami is saying, in fact, the answer to what you have asked, that is what everybody should hear. Shrotavyadishuyah Paraha. The question you asked, that topic itself, the answers to this question, that is what everybody should hear. So this is why Shukadeva Goswami is so happy. What a perfect question you have asked. In fact, the answer to your question is in your question itself. Is your question itself, not in your question, but your question itself is the subject matter for hearing for everybody. So in this way, Shukadeva Goswami glorifies Maharaja Parikshit for asking this particular question. Now, if you remember in this verse, there's also this word viparyayam, against the principle. Bruhi, you tell me, yadva viparyayam. Please also explain whatever is against this principle, what should not be heard, what should not be chanted, what should not be thought of, who should not be worshipped. He also asked these questions. So then Shukadeva Goswami laments about the situation of the material world, how people are entangled in useless things. Shrotavyadini Rajendra Nunam Santi Sahasrashaha. He says, hey Rajendra, O Emperor, Nrinam Shrotavyadini Santi Sahasrashaha. Sahasrashaha means what? Thousands and thousands of subject matters are there for people for hearing. How many things do we hear every day? Imagine you log into Facebook, you see one post, we have the mouse, we scroll 1, 2, 3. With every scroll, there are multiple topics. Or you go onto a newspaper, scroll, many topics. You even go to your job site, linkedin.com. So many things, Instagram, Twitter. And each of these, so many topics are there. And they bombard our mind. This happened here, that happened there, he said this, she said that. So many topics. Actually, in the previous generation, when technology is not so prominent, the amount of information that's getting to our consciousness was not that much. But now the information travels so fast, and the amount of information is so much. As the science advances, we're bombarded with lots of information, and too much information, as well as the fast processing. The amount of information is a lot, the speed at which it comes is a lot, and the speed at which the information changes is also a lot. And this creates so many psychological problems for us and for our children. According to various surveys, the attention span, right now I'm asking anyone can speak something. I don't hear many people. I don't know how many people are hearing. Our attention span is also less in this age of Kali. But as Kali Yuga progresses, it decreases. It went from about 19 seconds to 12 seconds or something within 10, 12 years. Drastic decrease, almost 40% decrease. The reason is we have so many topics. Shrotavyadini Rajendra Ranam Santi Sahasrashah. Apashyatam Atmatattvam Griheshu Grihamedinam. But for whom does all these topics exist? These unlimited thousands of topics. This is for those who do not see their spiritual well-being, who are blind. Apashyatam. Pashyata means one who can see. Pashyati means one to see, seeing. Apashyatam means one who is not seeing. What is he not seeing? Atma Tattvam. One who doesn't see the knowledge of the absolute truth. One who is blind to the knowledge of the absolute truth. That person has thousands and thousands of topics that he is interested in. And particularly, this is for Griheshu Grihamedinam. Grihamedi means those who are engaged in household affairs purely for sense gratification. So Shukadeva Goswami, first of all, he expressed his happiness for that question, and immediately he underwent this emotion of how unfortunate it is. How unfortunate it is that people are wasting their lives, because the duty of human life is not understood properly, and they're being distracted. By hearing all these topics, not only that, and he says, Nidraya hriyate naktam vyavaye nachavavayah diva charte haya rajan kutumba bharanena va. Shukadeva Goswami says how people are wasting their time. Nidraya hriyate naktam. In the Kali Yuga, there is not much time. Our lives are very short. Alpayusha. Prayen alpayusha sabhya kalavasmin yuge janaha. In the age of Kali, the lifespan is very short. Many people are dying, as we are seeing. Some of them are young people. I'm sure in every family there's a death that we must have heard of in the last few weeks or few months. So there's very short lifespan. And Prahlad Maharaja also laments for the same situation. We waste half of the time in sleeping. He's telling his friends, he's a young boy, 5-6-year-old boy is telling his friends, don't waste time, my dear friends. They wanted to play. Prahlad said, why do we want to always play? Let's do something Krishna conscious. We can play in a Krishna conscious way also. Half of the time is wasted in sleeping. So nidraya hriyate naktam. Hriyate means actually it is stolen. Night is stolen by sleep. Literally that's what this means. Nidraya hriyate naktam. The night is stolen. The night is stolen by sleep. And what a way of expressing, Shukadeva Goswami, beautiful expression in Srimad Bhagavatam. The night is stolen by sleep. Means we lost the time, 50% or 40%, how many hours we may sleep. Of course, Lord Chaitanya, devotee said, Lord Chaitanya, why are we wasting our time at night time sleeping? Let's do kirtan. and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would do 24 hours kirtan. Of course, we are not there. We cannot do that. But we can regulate our sleep. We can use our time properly. Udyannastanchayannasau. The sun will steal the life of a person who is not engaged in glorifying the Lord. So then he says, Vyavayena chavavayaha, that the householder's night is either wasted in sleeping or vyavayena chavavayaha, or in sex indulgence. This is how night robs our energy. And divacharte haya rajan, artha ihaya. Iha means endeavor. So the daytime is gone in endeavoring for artha. Artha means what? What is the meaning of artha?
Money.
Money. So daytime is wasted in making money. See, we have late night meetings, and in order to make a living in the material world, it's becoming more and more difficult. So much time. And on top of that, in these verses, in the purports, Srila Prabhupada also discusses particularly the grihastha situation is, and we are making money, and sometimes there is this motivation to compete for various things. And Prabhupada says, because of envy, then one grihastha is competing with another grihastha, and people increase the expectations at workplace. And one person is working for 10 hours, another person works for 12 hours. And now if you need to get promoted, there's this competition. And in this way, the daytime is wasted in money making and the nighttime is wasted in sleeping. Divacharte haya rajan kutumba bharane nava. So if he's not making money, he's maintaining the family members. There's conflict in the family. This person is saying that, that person is saying that. The husband is not happy, the wife is not happy, the children are not happy. So Shukadeva Goswami is lamenting this situation. And in spite of this, when problems come, we seek protection. And Shukadeva Goswami says, Deha patya kalatradi shvatma sainyeshu asatvapi tesham pramatto nidanam pashyannapi na pashyati. He says, this body, deha patya kalatradishu. Deha means this body. Apatya means the descendants, the children. Kalatra means wife. Deha patra kalatradish atma sainyeshu satsapi. These are all considered to be atma sainya. Sainya means what? What is the meaning of sainya?
Soldiers.
Yeah, soldiers. We consider all my acquaintances, my friends, these are the soldiers who will guard me, who will protect me if something happens to me. I have so many relationships. I have contacts with big people. Now in India, even getting a bed for COVID, if someone happens something, there's no oxygen. So everybody is using their influence to get some oxygen. And we take shelter of all these things. Our family members, our acquaintances, our friends, and all these things for protection. These are the soldiers whom we trust to protect us. But Shukadeva Goswami says, Tesham pramatto nidhanam pashyannapi na pashyati. Their nidhanam means they will also be destroyed. Out of madness, pashyannapi na pashyati. We see, but we don't see. sometimes we get this vairagya, detachment, when things happen, okay, it's not permanent. There's a death in the family, and I go to devotees and I seek shelter, and then 2 days later, go back to normal thing. Now we don't think of Krishna. So this is called smashana vairagya, the renunciation that comes when there is a death, the crematorium renunciation, that's what it's called, smashana vairagya. But nowadays, even that's going away. So Shukadeva, they see all these things, but still they don't see. Whomever they're depending on, even they are also dying. But they don't understand that they have to take shelter of Krishna. So therefore, Tasmad Bharata Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishvaro Harihi Shrotavya Kirtitavyascha Smartavyascha Bhayam. Tasmad means therefore. Therefore. Why therefore? I have given you all these reasons. That's the problem. We are wasting time by hearing about these other things, by wasting so much time in making money, in sleeping, and putting our trust and faith in the infallible soldiers. And these are the problems. Therefore, Bharata, or descendant of Bharata, what should be done? Shrotavya kirtitavyascha smartavyascha bhayam. If at all we want to be free from this fear, from the miseries, if we want abhayam, the fearlessness, he's saying we should shrotavya, hear about Krishna. Bhagavan Ishvaro Harihi Sarvatma. So many analogies, so many adjectives Shukadeva Goswami is using out of ecstasy. Tasmad Bharata Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishvaro Harihi. So Hari, Ishvara, Supreme Lord Krishna, he is the supreme controller. He is the Bhagavan, he is the possessor of everything. And he is Sarvatma. He is the soul of everybody, as a super soul. And he is the Ishvara, he is the actual controller. He is the Hari. He is the one who will take away our miseries, one of the meanings of Hari. He is the Bhagavan, he is the possessor of all opulences. So when everything is there, why don't you take shelter of him? So therefore, Shrotavya Kirtitavyascha Smartavyascha Chatabhayam. He should be remembered, he should be heard, he should be glorified. And this is the answer to Parikshit Maharaj's question. So Shukadeva Goswami continues like this in about 3 chapters. He explains the process of self-realization in the 2nd canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, the 3 chapters, 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, and then of course the discussion continues. Very beautiful verses that Shukadeva Goswami is answering Maharaja Parikshit's questions. So this is our only thing that we can do, is engage in Krishna consciousness. That will prepare us. And even if somebody in our family is passing away, we can do something Krishna conscious for them. Sponsor a feast for them. And better is, when they are here, we try to preach to them. If we love somebody, we share with them the most valuable thing that we have. So the most valuable thing that we have is Krishna consciousness, that we can get is Krishna consciousness. And there is no urgent need the people have than the need of Krishna consciousness. That is the most urgent need. So that's what we can give to people. If there is if we lament, really we should lament for, oh, how unfortunate I am. I was unable to give Krishna consciousness to this person and he left this world. And how can we help those around us and share Krishna consciousness so they get this answer of Shukadeva Goswami, and so that they can also be saved from repeated life and death, repeated birth and death, and they can make a permanent solution to their problems. So I will stop here. There are 4 more minutes. If there are any questions, comments, corrections, devotees have, you can please speak now. No questions from anybody?
Very nice class, Prabhu. This is what we needed to hear in this COVID season. Like you said, all of us have some family members that are either having COVID or some sort of situation. My own mother is very old, and we are very sad that we cannot go see her now because we cannot travel to India, so our hands are tied. And this class is really helping us to focus on what is important. And thank you very much. This class is very timely. At least I needed to hear it.
Yeah,
Thank you. I
Thank you,
appreciate it
Mataji.
very much.
Thank you very much, Mataji. It is the association of all of you that's at least inspiring for me and keeps me going in Krishna consciousness. All the sincere devotees here, being here for each other. Any more devotees? Anyone has any comments, questions?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisance. It's all good.
Yeah, please accept my humble obeisance.
Quick
Prabhu,
question.
yes.
So you mentioned regarding how information is so fast and we are consuming fast. But isn't that the way Kali Yuga is going to progress? Because the scripture says the lifespan is going to reduce, we like 60 years. But if the lifestyle will not change from Sat Yuga or Dwapar Yuga, how will Kali Yuga progress? So isn't it that's what it is, right?
Yes, it's a good question. So it is like, say for example, Kali Yuga is like rainy season, and in the rainy season you'll get wet, but you can still try not to get wet. And how can you do that?
Umbrella.
You carry an umbrella. So this is what it's explained, that just like we carry an umbrella and protect ourselves from the rain, in the Kali Yuga also, if we take shelter of the holy names of the Lord, we take shelter of this Krishna consciousness, it is like a protective umbrella. So the rain may go on, but we can be protected. Those who come under the umbrella, they will be protected. So therefore, this option to be protected from Kali Yuga is there for everybody. In fact, Maharaja Parikshit, he provided that for his citizens. He made sure that they follow austerity, cleanliness, truthfulness, mercy. They take shelter of Krishna. And in that way, he kept Kali out. But again, Kali Yuga had to come. But in the form of Bhagavatam, Krishna has come. So whoever takes shelter of this Bhagavatam, yes, externally things will be going on, but we can get protected. And we can attain the same destination that people have attained in Satya Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, and Treta Yuga, actually in an easier way. So therefore, Srila Prabhupada says, we are not envious of Kali Yuga. We don't hate Kali Yuga, because here there's an opportunity. Actually, I think it's Shukadeva Goswami who says that this Kali Yuga is something like that, where even if you think of doing something good, you'll get benefit. But a wrong thing must be done in order to get a bad reaction. So that is the beauty of Kali Yuga. So therefore, we can take the shelter of Krishna consciousness movement and share it with as many people as we can, so that they can be protected.
Thank you, bro.
Okay, thank you very much. I see a beautiful darshan of Sri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra. So time for Arati. Thank you very much. Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindhubhyo vachapatanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, श्रीनिवासाचार्य प्रभु की जय।
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitina Namaste Saraswati Prabhupada Gaurava Pracharite Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Achyata Deshatari Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharite Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srinivasacarya Prabhu Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srinivasacarya Prabhu Shiva Jayo Jayo Gaurachande Aratika Sobha Shiva Jaya Jaya Gaurachande Aratika Sobha Jahanavita Jagamanalo Jahanavita Jagamanalo Sanjaya Sanjaya Mukunda Dasu Goshadigara Vivasika Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. Patita Pavana, Patita Pavana, Patita Pavana, Amar Prabhupada. Patita Pavana, Patita Pavana, Patita Pavana, Amar Prabhupada. Jai Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Jayam Vishnupar Paramahansa Parabrajakacara Jasa Tarasata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Shilabhai Charananda Vinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupar Paramahansa Parabrajakacara Jasa Tarasata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Shila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Se Kahor Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Jamuna Mai Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Srimati Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Lord Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Devi Ki Jai. Shri Shri Gauranitai Ki Jai. Lord Nrsimha Deva Ki Jai. Shri Shalagram Shilas Ki Jai. Shri Giraj Maharaj Ki Jai. Samaveta Bhaktavinda Ki Jai. Gaur Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. Glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Prahlada Lada Daine. हिरण्यकाशीपूर्वक्षः
हिरण्यकाशीपूर्वक्षः
शीलतङ्खानखालाये
शिलातङ्कानखालाये
इतो नरसिंहो परतो नरसिंहो
इतो नरसिंहो परतो नरसिंहो
यत्तो यत्तो यामि ततो नरसिंहो
यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहो
बाहिर्नरसिंहो हृदये नरसिंहो
बहिर्नरसिंहो हृदये नरसिंहो
नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपदिं
नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपदे
तव करकमलवरे नखामभ्युतशृङ्गां दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गां केशवतीर्थ नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
तव करकमलवरे नखामद्भुतशृङ्गां दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गा केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
जयो नरसिंहदेव जयो नरसिंहदेव नरसिंहदेव जयो नरसिंहदेव
जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव
जय भक्ता प्रहलाद जय भक्ता प्रहलाद भक्ता प्रहलाद जय भक्ता प्रहलाद
जय भक्ता प्रहलाद जय भक्ता प्रहलाद भक्ता प्रहलाद जय भक्ता प्रहलाद
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद
विघ्न विनाशक श्री नरसिंहदेव भगवान की जय भक्तराज प्रहलाद महाराज की
जय
श्रील प्रभुपाद की
जय
गौर प्रेमानंदे
हरि हरि बोल
हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much everybody for joining us for our Sunday program this evening. We'll start with our program sponsors for today, and we have Anonymous Haribo, who is sponsoring for all devotees, family members, friends and acquaintances who are affected by COVID-19. We also have Janak Prabhuji, Janvarani Mataji and family who are sponsoring for Mataji's cousin, Anju Mataji, who is also affected by COVID-19. Hari Hari Bol. So we will definitely be keeping all of them in our prayers. If anyone else is interested in sponsoring for any of our upcoming Sunday programs or even for today, you may be one of the sponsors for only $125. And for that, you may contact His Grace Pyari Mohan Prabhuji or Her Grace Jiva Mataji at the temple phone number that is displayed on your screen, which is 860-289-7252. Friday, May 7th is Ekadashi. Hari Bol! It is recommended for those of us who can to fast from grains, beans, peas, legumes on that day and engage in more spiritual activities like chanting more rounds of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, reading more of Srila Prabhupada's books, and engage in spiritual activities all throughout the day. Fast break is the day after, that is Saturday, May 8th. And we are going to have our Ekadashi Bhajan Kirtan Seva in the evening from 6 to 7. Hari Bol. As we had mentioned, this year is the 125th anniversary of Srila Prabhupada. Hari Hari Bol. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So Srila Prabhupada Vyas Puja is the day after Janmashtami. So Janmashtami this year is on August 30th, and we're going to have Srila Prabhupada Vyas Puja the day after. And on this occasion, we have a special promotion on Srila Prabhupada Lilamrit. Srila Prabhupada Lilamrit is a set of 7 books. It is available on this occasion for only $55. It is available with ISKCON of Connecticut in the English version only. And we are trying to distribute as many Srila Prabhupada Lilamrit as possible on the special occasion. So we request all devotees to come forward and help us in this endeavor. How you can help us? You can buy one set from us. You can take at least one set to gift your friends or family. You can sponsor at least one set so that we on your behalf can distribute it. And you can also give us references of at least 5 people who you think might be interested in receiving or donating Srila Prabhupada Lilamrit. And if you feel that there might be any other ways by which you may help us, please come forward and let us know. Please feel free to contact Ganpati Govind Prabhu if anyone is interested. Or even during this program itself, you can just type your interest in the chat window. We also have Bhadra Purnima. The Bhadra campaign has been announced for 2021. Bhadra Purnima this year is going to be on September 20th. Hari Hari Bol. And it is directly mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam 2:13:13 that if on the full moon day of the month of Bhadra, one places Srimad Bhagavatam on a golden throne and gives it as a gift, he will attain the supreme transcendental destination. So in another way, it is rightly referred to as ticket to Goloka. So we request all devotees to take this opportunity by distributing Srila Prabhupada's Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam sets each set contains 8 books, and the sets are available with 18 books, and the sets are available with ISKCON of Connecticut for only $250. And we, as part of ISKCON of Connecticut, we are endeavoring to again distribute as many Srimad Bhagavatam sets as possible this year. Last year we were successful in distributing about 35 sets, and this year we are looking forward to distributing about 75 sets, and we know that this will be possible with the support of all devotees. In fact, ISKCON worldwide is targeting to distribute about 25,000 Srimad Bhagavatam sets, and we are trying to take a share of that responsibility. Especially in and around Connecticut, we have a lot of libraries. We have over 200 libraries in Connecticut itself, and ISKCON of Connecticut is trying to reach out and distribute Srimad Bhagavatam sets in these libraries. So we request again all devotees to help us out with this endeavor. Again, you can buy a set for yourself. You can gift at least one set for your friends and family. You can sponsor at least one set, and we can distribute that on your behalf. You can give us references of 5 or more people who might be interested in receiving or sponsoring Srimad Bhagavatam, and feel free to let us know if you want to help in any other way. With ISKCON of Connecticut, Srimad Bhagavatam sets are available in English and multiple other languages, including regional Indian languages as well as Spanish language. So please help us out with this endeavor. Srimad Bhagavatam is the Lord, is actually the Lord in book form. So this is one of the best opportunities that we may have to serve the Lord. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. I think many of us have already received an email. Pyare Prabhuji had talked about the endeavor that Darupa Mataji and Gaur Bhagwan Prabhuji have undertaken in order to continue Srila Prabhupada's mission and establish in a formal way ISKCON of Iceland. So an email has been circulated to most of us. So if any of you are interested, you may please go through the details in that email, and you can help with your donations, your prayers, and your blessings to support ISKCON of Iceland.
Prabhuji, I would like to
Yes, Mataji.
Am I interrupting? No, I would like to donate $501 towards the Iceland restaurant, but I don't know how to go on PayPal or whatever. Somebody else has to do it on my behalf. I will write a check. I think Ganpati Govinda Prabhu might be able to do it. So.
Sure, Mataji. Sudai Priya Mataji ki jai. Thank you, Mataji, for mentioning. Yes, Mataji, please feel free to reach out to Ganpati Govind Prabhuji if there is any, if you're not able to reach him, or if you have any questions.
No,
If you
I
want
think I
any
can.
help with
Yeah,
respect
okay.
to PayPal, you can let me know as well.
Okay.
Thank you, Mataji. Hari Hari Bol. So right now at this situation, we are going to continue with our regular online programs for our major celebrations. We are anyway following the hybrid model of, bringing the live programs from our temple, as well as, continuing with our other online programs and sevas. So you can find all of the details of our regular online programs on our ISKCON of Connecticut website. The URL, the link to that is displayed on your screen. And how you can join us, that's also mentioned in that link, which I'm displaying on the screen right now. It's our standard ISKCON of Connecticut Zoom link. So please feel free to join us in as many programs and support us with your participation. And now with that, we will move over and have more chanting for our sponsors. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, who is chanting?
Do we know who is chanting for the sponsors today?
I don't receive any message. Hare Krishna.
I can quickly check with Madhav Gopal Prabhuji. Meanwhile, if anyone is interested,
someone start chanting. That's all.
Is Mayapur Sasi Prabhu, are you chanting today?
Prabhu, I can chant like.
Okay, go ahead, Prabhu.
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya
Sankirtan Yajna ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Anonymous ki jai. Janak Prabhu ji, Janwarani Mata ji and family ki jai. Anju Mata ji's quick recovery ki jai. All devotees, family members, friends and acquaintances who were affected by COVID, their quick recovery ki jai. Lord Sri Krishna's mercy ki jai. Thank you very much once again, everyone. And with that, now we are at the concluding stage of our Sunday program. We're going to, please feel free to take darshan one more time. And with that, we will be closing our Sunday program for tonight. Hare Krishna.